So this subject of young men being lost, I'm reading a lot about it and I'm watching videos on it, getting educated on it. And, I've been reflecting about myself as a young man when I was 20, 25 as a model. I got a lot of fame, a lot of attention, and I became an icon of beauty around 20, 21 years old. And when I reflect on it, the thing I didn't know much about was myself. And when I look at all these influencers who are trying to get your attention, and there's so many of them are so negative, I'm looking at them and seeing, as a yogi now, how insecure they are, how damaged they are, how negative they are. But I'm also seeing the pain in them. They have a lot of pain and anger because something happened to them when they were younger. They want to control you. Why? Because they have such rage and anger about their own childhood that they now want to put that on you. But it's you who are attracting them, right? I don't look at them as bad people. I just see them as pained, damaged, angry people who are now in their 30s and 40s and 50s. And they're saying all these things, derogatory things about women, about you, about me, about men in general, and saying, we have to dominate other people and all these things. And I just see pain in their eyes. I don't take them seriously, but I'm also more mature and I've been through it. But put myself in your shoes at whatever, 18, 19, 20, in my 20s. I had great mentors. I had a lot of great support. You know, when I was in the industry, a lot of people wanted a lot of things from me, sexually, physically, mentally. So it was coming out from all angles and from all places. But I had a mentor at that time, and he was very strong, and he gave me a lot of spiritual books to read. So I started to understand myself. And when I look at things now, the key for you to not be influenced by anybody negative is to know yourself. And at a young age, it's difficult because you're being pulled. We didn't have social media back then, so we weren't pulled in this way that you are. So you have a lot more challenges, but you also have a lot more resources. So you have things like this video where I'm telling you, you are enough. My 20-year-old was enough. Although there was maybe some people trying to take control of me, wanted things from me. And that's what's happening online. These guys are making videos trying to control you and trying to get you in their corner, usually to sell you something, manipulate you in some way. But ultimately, your energy has brought you to them. So something in you is vibrating at the same level as them. So if you've come to this video, there's something in this video that's vibrating at a certain level that you are attracted to, and it's bringing you to you. So because I'm here to reflect the positivity and the strength that is actually in you. So stop watching all this negative stuff. And if you do, ask yourself, why am I attracted to it? What is it about these people that attract me? TV, videos, all this stuff out there, the negative stuff is super easy to look at because it's easier to look at somebody else and point out the faults in them and say bad things about them than it is to grow ourselves. So it's a lot more difficult and it takes a lot more practice for me to look at myself and say, how do I change myself? But the first step is, do I know myself? What do I know about myself? Getting to know more and more and spending my time on myself isn't egotistical. It makes me a better person. And I then start to understand what I want. And so long as you don't know what you want, you're susceptible to everybody else telling you what you should want. So that's the very first step. Start reading, start watching videos on knowing yourself, knowing what you like. What was your childhood like? What are the things you prefer? What are the things you hate? Why do you hate them? Start to think in this way, because this is going to stimulate you to start to understand yourself and where your ideas came from. Because your ideas are not your ideas. You got them from somewhere else. You got them from another video, from another book, from something somebody said. Because ultimately, if we hate something, we don't truly hate it or truly hate somebody. That was put in our subconscious by somebody or something we heard. Because we are basically the same. So how can we hate somebody else? How can we hate something, right? So start to expand your consciousness, and you'll start to see that you'll find a lot of commonality with people, and you won't be attracted to following all this negativity online about young guys not knowing themselves and young guys being lost. Because even those, comments out there devalue you in many different ways. Because if you're lost, it's just a thought pattern. Attach yourself to something that's grounded, and suddenly you're not lost. Being lost is like being in the dark. There is light out there. There's light within you. There's light outside of you. If you focus, you'll see it. So you're not actually truly lost. It's just the thought that I'm lost. But get to know yourself. This is what I've been doing. Even at this age and maturity, still getting to know myself. There's a lot I don't know about myself, and that's okay, right? Because it's a journey that we're on, and we're not going to know everything straight away. But just have that confidence in you, knowing that I am enough, and I'm enough right now. That alone will give you the groundedness you need in your mind. And then you go find the resources that you need. But at any time somebody is saying negative things, angry things, things that are derogatory towards people, hateful towards people, things that are very one-sided, start to question that and say, why am I attracted to that? What is it in this messaging that attracts me? And it usually, actually always, is a message that really is in tune with a darker side that we have, that more negative side. Because it's a lot easier to follow a crowd that's hateful because it takes no thought process. But it takes a lot of thought and courage and discipline to get to know ourselves, not follow the crowd, be individual, but be understanding of the collective, be in community, be useful. That takes a lot of effort. And sometimes we fight that, but it's the right way, and it brings us to a more conscious state, something of higher consciousness. Higher consciousness is our natural state, but it's really difficult to get there in a world that's so negative, because the forces out there want you to fail all the time. Few people want you to succeed, because when you succeed, you don't need anybody. You're a part of a collective that's moving forward. When you fail, you feel like you need people. You need anybody. You get desperate. Desperate people do all kinds of things. So we are individual, but we are a part of a collective. And yes, we do need the collective, but we first need to know who we are individually. And that just takes a little vigilance, a little reading, a little practice, and it takes following the people who support you, because then you will support other people, and this cycle of support will go round and round. And that's how we're going to come out of this. But we're not if we keep listening to the negative things.